Hello friends. Today we are going to learn some English proverbs and stock sayings which are not only popular but also have an impact on our communication when it comes to making communication effective. I'm Dr. Preeti Tiwari and I'm going to conduct this session for you all. Hopefully you have a nice session and don't forget to share your feedback. So, what a proverb is? A proverb is a short saying, generally speaking, that expresses a universal truth about life. Proverbs offer advice, they make observations, or present a lesson, generally as well as mostly moral lesson, in a terse, brief, and impressively unforgettable manner. Many people use proverbs in order to accentuate the experience of conversing. We all know that communication is inevitable, whether you talk about your personal life or be it your professional life, one has to communicate. And communicating well requires usage of appropriate vocabulary items, as well as using proverbs, using idioms, using other phrases and other techniques to generate interest in people. We use proverbs quite often in everyday speech. For example, better safe than sorry. The grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. I'm pretty sure that most of you must have heard these two proverbs and would have certainly used them, either of them at least, in some point in your life. Now let's come to defining a proverb. According to Lord John Russell, a proverb is the wit of one and the wisdom of many. What does it mean? It means that there could have been a person, an elderly person, a person with a lot of wisdom, who would have come up with a certain sentence or a phrase or a couple of phrases which actually became universally acceptable as well as relevant for the humankind. So, a proverb is the wit of one person, whereas it tends to become wisdom for the generations to come. A Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens, he was a very popular writer, was dedicated to Lord John Russell in remembrance of many public services and private kindnesses. Now let's come on to understand the various types of proverbs. The three major types which I thought of sharing with you all happen to be universal proverbs, regional proverbs, and local proverbs. Now, a universal proverb is the one which is universally acceptable. So, numerous basic ideas or observations from a number of different parts of the world match, and often these proverbs have either similar wording or they mean the same. So, it's quite possible that a person from one part of the world understands a particular incident or has a particular experience, and somebody in the family, somebody in the friend circle, somebody somewhere tells him or her that, see, this is what even our ancestors have been telling us through the proverbs which have been used for time immemorial. And the same proverb with a different meaning, not a different meaning, rather, a different wording and in a different language, most probably, would again mean the same. So these are basic ideas or personal observations which are penned down, which are recorded, which are chronicled for the generations from any part of the world. The second type of proverb happens to be the regional proverbs. Now, culturally related regions too share certain proverbs which even share a similar meaning. So, just the way there are proverbs which could have a different language with respect to the region where they are spoken, have a universal appeal. Similarly, when we come down to the ladder, we get to understand and realize that regionally relevant ideas are also there, and even they have their own worth and weightage. The third category or the type of a proverb is local proverbs. Now, several proverbs have the flavor of the region too, from where it originates as well as to which it applies to. For example, in case I come from a particular part of India, let's take an example of India. In case I talk about a particular part of India, could be northern India, right? Now, in northern India, there could be a proverb which is really very popular, but then it would have a different flavor, a different interpretation, or a different usage with respect to the regional as well as the local uh, mindset, as well as cultural, social, and economic differences. Alright. So, based on the place that you come from, based on the background that you are from or belong to, all these things have a crucial role to play to make a proverb either a local proverb or a regional one or a universally acceptable proverb. So I could be from North India only, I could be from Uttar Pradesh. In Uttar Pradesh, I could be from Eastern Uttar Pradesh, and when it comes to the Western Uttar Pradesh area, the same proverb with a different wording could mean the same. That a particular proverb used in the eastern part of Uttar Pradesh would mean. So the meaning remains the same, but it's just the words or the phrase, an addition of a few words, an omission of a few words. Either ways, it could have an impact on making it either a regional proverb or a local proverb. So I'm sure that these three distinctions, as well as scenarios in which they are used, make some sense to you all, though it's not very important. But then what is more important is to understand the fact that each and every proverb, because when we use these proverbs, we may feel that this proverb is there in my language, my mother tongue. So that would only mean that it's only a difference in the language, but the observation might have been similar. The experiences might have been similar. The settings could be different, but the experience could remain the same, because we all happen to be human beings only. We only share different regional, geographical states, places. Next, let's try to understand what a saying is. According to Wikipedia, a saying is any concisely written or spoken expression that is specially memorable because of its meaning or style. Sayings are categorized as aphorism. Aphorism could also be divided into an adage. Second, cliche, epigram, epitaph, epithet, idiom, mantra, maxim, motto, quip, witticism. Now, we'll just briefly try to understand each of these terms. An aphorism is a general observational truth, an expression of wisdom. An adage is a concise, memorable expression that communicates an important truth derived from experience, custom, or both. It's passed on from generation to generation. A cliche, on the other hand, is an expression or idea or an element of an artistic work that has somehow become overused to an extent that it loses its original meaning. So, many times it does happen that you tend to come across a particular saying or a particular idiomatic phrase and you say, oh, come on, this is a cliche, don't use it with me, right? Come up with something innovative, something new, something more meaningful, maybe. Then, an epigram. It is a witty and many a time poetic written saying that comments on a specific person, idea, or thing. Next is an epitaph, a saying in honor of a descendant, often carved on a gravestone. Epithet, a word or saying related to describing a specific person, idea, or thing. Idiom is a saying which doesn't carry a literal interpretation. So it need not mean exactly what each and every word in the idiom stands for, literally speaking. We have to understand the difference between a literal interpretation and a figurative interpretation. And then there's a third thing, which is reading between the lines. At times, something which is spoken is different, and the meaning that it implies is extremely different. So, you have to at times go beyond what is already visible to the eyes. Then comes the term mantra, a religious or any other spiritual saying that is repeated, for instance, during meditation. In Hindi, we pronounce it as mantra, whereas in English, it becomes a mantra. It's similar to Lord Rama and Shri or Bhagwan Ram. A maxim, an instructional expression of a general principle or rule of morality. It includes legal maxims also. Motto, a saying used often by either an individual or a group to share its general mission. It has a subcategory by the name slogan. I'm pretty sure all the political background people would be coming up with so many slogans. Even when it comes to contesting elections during college days, university days, there are students who come up with such colorful, innovatively visioned slogans. A slogan is a motto aiming at persuading. So it's used in order to convince the masses or people or audiences. Then comes the term quip, a clever or humorous saying based on an observation. Witticism, a clever or humorous saying notable for its form or style, like as much as or more than its meaning. And we often hear people saying that witty remarks are welcomed by people across the board, because if you're witty, then life tends to become easy, because the communicative environment becomes very congenial for the participants in the process of communication to be able to interact with each other. So, briefly we can say a saying is a well-known expression or a remark often made, also known as a proverb. Purpose of proverbs? The first purpose is to gain wisdom. Second, to teach life lessons. Third could be to promote prudent or wise behavior. Next, to help people use their wit. To pass on the wise decisions or steps to deal with problematic situations. And the last being to instruct the younger generations for the better. Now let's try to, in a couple of slides, understand the difference that a proverb and a saying have. Both are often seen being used interchangeably. They are the same in their intent and aim. A proverb, though, is considered to be morally driven in nature and thus is educationally informative, whereas a saying is seen to be addressing either some common question or problem in life. So, very often we tend to interchangeably use a proverb for a saying or a saying for a proverb. So we can say all proverbs are basically sayings, but all sayings need not be proverbs. Because proverbs are morally driven in nature, whereas so they become didactic in nature, whereas a saying seems to be addressing, being related to directly either to some common question, query, or some common life problem.